What is necessary to start up production of Shkondin wheel motors? How to set technological process? Well, I can tell you that the most difficult process is to organize a production, because to make the innovative model, that's for me, it is not difficult. That's inventors pretending, give me the money. I'm about to do nothing. Lathe, drill, that's all. You will make your innovative model. And in a month and a half, too, you will sit down and drive, everything will be fine. But when the mass production, there is need to make a mold. It can cost up to $100,000. Mold is a template on which the press. Can you show example on a wheel? For example, I take the huge disc, aluminum, machining it out, all inside. Expensive aluminum is thrown in the trash, and only the rim. This is unacceptable. Needed a mold, as they did on Avon cycles in India. They now producing my bikes. Further, to not assemble laminated platelets, you assemble them of 40 to 50 pieces. Fastening, winding coils. Here too, there is technological solution. It's soft magnetic composite material, better than platelets. Yes, like ferrite, and they casts at once. We have a magnet production. Yes, we have everything. What then is required? Setting the goal. Setting the goals, and entrepreneur should be exceptionally honest. He should work for Russia. He just has to be a patriot. This word is jaded now. I began with the Minister of Innovation of Russia, so, I think, the man, with Rostropovich and Nikita Mikhalkov. I saw them with AK-47 rifles in 1993 protecting the White House, and he is coming here, let's work. And we began to work with him. Suddenly I found out a year later that he was not going to do any production. He resold this technology wherever he could. And in the States he's got $1,750,000, and here in Russia, that is to say, I saw that my invention's so convenient that it is not necessary to spend a lot of money to create a sample. It only from 5 units consists of, made on the lab, 1, 2, 3. He understood why I have to organize these molds, press forms. They cost insane money, and every one of them thinks, and who knows how it all will end. Will these products go on the markets or not? And he immediately began to resell. Let's say, just the idea of trading. So production specialists should have a very principled and honest attitude towards it, guys. We start with the mold, press forms, etc. We putting money down, not taking it. All the rest, just taking, really took money immediately. This minister takes my bike and leaves. Calls me from the States. Look at 9 o'clock TV. I turning on. That's motor wheel. Shkondin design. Now he met with some Rockefeller or whatever. Comes back happy and pleased. To me, old man, sell your sports BMW. Now we are millionaires. And until he reached me, he already got this 1,750,000. Why have I paid this schizophrenic that kind of money? So he gave me a penny, that's it. Saying, grab a chisel and a hammer, go on to do the next. Why no replications? If disassemble these coils, all becomes clear, where the secret is. In the controller, where? What do not understand Chinese, Indians. See here, the first. Well, the know-how I will not certainly tell you, but it is there, and where is it? There are 5 or 6 of them. Gee, good I thought of this Minister of Innovation, PhD. Nice guy. Chump works, assembled disassembled motors. He goes to US, told me, why together? Let me go alone. Tickets, spending lots of money. Well, he went there, he says. Motor wheel of Shkondin is a children's Lego designer. I wrote this ad. And he translated. He knows English brilliantly. It's like the children's Lego. You can assemble it in 5 minutes. They looked, and there is technical council. 40 people, and such a madam, boss. She says, well, everyone knows here that I'm the best handyman. Despite the fact that I'm a woman, well, show me how it's done. They do not care. He is the minister or not. Well, he takes off his jacket. Just 3 minutes, disassembled. They applauded. Now, assemble. Whoops. At once I getting a call. Any money? Come. The day after tomorrow, boss coming. What I am going to show. I took apart the wheel. I cannot get it together. I say, do not take on something you cannot do. I came, in 5 minutes assembled. That's all. He when applause when disassembled, and I'm, when assembled. When you say you ready to transfer for the assembly, you transfer know-how or not. Most delicate moment. Absolutely correct. See here, I did not accidentally gave on Avon Cycles the simplest motor, where basically 2-3 times to show, and it goes on the conveyor. You understand? It too did not work at once. But the crossers, so-called, are fairly complex motors. It is categorically different from this. High speed and all that, there are already 4 to 5 of such know-how, must be memorized well. My guys knows it, a few people, and that's it. It's a secret. You do not revealing this thing. Nobody writes it in a patent, or you don't know this know-how, never placed. I realize that, but I'm talking about something else. That mankind study electromagnetism for soon 150 years, and knows practically nothing. By your speeches, we understand that academy's not teaching right. Are they specifically castrated knowledge so people would not understand anything? You know something, Ivanov knows something. How to pass this knowledge, because if it's in the know-how, society, humanity will remain retarded. All hope that there would appear some kind of merchant, and if the merchant is not there, will not be a production. Who will be the successor? Everything would quietly die. Well, you are right. That's why now. More recently, I just almost forcibly compelled my colleagues to build motors without me. Here in particular we are. On Crocus City. We showed there a carriage and a bike. Assembled by Shalatov Dima, my deputy. I said, Dima, I will not tell you a single word. I taught him all, of course, but when he assembled it, well, thank you Lord. See, there are successors. Perfect. We have another person from electronics, very interesting guy. They are young guys, now they will solve all this. Here is what we now have decided with the new executives, sponsors. I think this is a very valid approach. In a contract written, that territory is Russia. The first who did it, all the rest, the whole world, and almost on the moon and on Mars, want to cover everything, in one rush, and to start touring, immediately taking exhibits. And here for you a chisel and a hammer, Vasily, give us the next model. We will demonstrate. I'll tell you that's this rickshaw toured the world, in India, in London, in Royal Gardens. Here's the photo. We're all three. Minister of Innovation of Britain. Take a look. That's an American. Joe Bowman, quiet American, like from Graham Greene's The Quiet American. He says, it's a Ferrari. Yes, he been filmed, shown everywhere. Right. He goes to India. Organizes a group of 27 people. Immediately in Taiwan, 2 of his American colleagues organized a 100-people company. At once, Taiwan's engineers coming here and beg for what we're talking about. How to make the resonance circuit, to organize, about know-how. I can show you a letter in which they wrote, what are we doing? We do not understand. I sent this letter now to liquidation committee. Hear these guys. Now they flew like a plywood over Paris. They wanted to take over the world and receive virtually nothing. In offshore zone they resold technology for $180 million, not knowing what kind of technology. How to explain these processes? They took my old patent, Euro patent of 1990. Authors now Mike Fritz and Jeffrey Hall, Chinese and American. Now they're the authors of this patent, crooks. And I know that the Minister for Innovation has now become the rector of the Cambridge University. Englishman immediately arranged a self-liquidation of the company, because I have written a press release where I call them there as best I can as crooks, that I have no relation to them, ready to sue them, etc. So they just ran away. Sold for such a big money. I have on hand a financial report papers of London Liquidation Commission. With Tagil factory you have an exclusive agreement or not? A rail car plant is just organizer and sponsor, and we have created such LLC ecomotor. We do not have relations to defense industry. Do you have any restrictions on working with other manufacturers? Listen here, we have done enormous work. Contract was signed yesterday, and I didn't know that for a half a year number of companies already have contracts of sub-licenses. You are not restricted. Here entrepreneur says, you have there your own kitchen, but I have here an equipment that is idle. It can now do all of this. Do you have any restrictions on work with me? No, not restricted. Very good.